hands are really important. It's the way we do things in our lives. And if somebody can't use their hands, it's a disaster.
If you have a disfigured limb, folks are going to look the other way.
There are people in this world that need assistance to get back to their daily lives.
Hand Help is a nonprofit organization that I started to do volunteer surgery in developing nations. At least a fifth of the world's population doesn't have any access to modern health care. And Nicaragua is one of the poorest nations in the Western Hemisphere.
Este es un hospital que pues tiene mucha demanda por la ubicación geográfica que tiene y sobre todo en lo que es el trauma.
We'll see 150 patients in a day, and these aren't things you're going to see in the United States.
It's a community that uses their hands to drive, to pick up their children.
Hay necesidades. Estas familias tienen necesidades y ellos vinieron aquí porque son las personas más pobres tal vez que no tenían algo para poder pagar una cirugía.
This is medicine in its purest form. There's no preconceived notions of you receiving anything other than the benefit of healing.
Our mission is to recreate a surgical environment like the one that we have in the United States.
Being a surgeon here is very different from being a surgeon in the United States because of the resources. It's things that we take for granted, they do not have them here.
So we bring all of our instruments, we bring all of our machines, we bring anesthesia, surgery, nursing, occupational therapy.
When I started doing volunteer hand missions, I realized that Hand Help had to be different. We were providing a service that was not using up host resources, that we were actually helping patients in terms of quality of life and functioning. None of this had ever been shown before.
Cuando la brigada viene, se opera, es el proceso quirúrgico, pero luego viene el proceso de rehabilitación y en estos procesos hemos visto la alegría y la felicidad de los pacientes que han sido operados por la brigada.
Hand surgery is really difficult. When you operate on somebody's hand, it's not just a simple matter of sewing something together. You need to get function.
I had a very unfortunate 15-year-old boy who was playing with a pipe bomb and sustained a severe explosion from the pipe bomb that basically blew off half his hand. Fractured his wrist, there was fracture deformity, so we did an osteotomy where you have to cut the bone, put a plate and screws in to reposition the bone, and then at the same time I was like, you know, while we got you here, we can make more function. So I was able to do a contracture release and a skin graft, and so now he'll have hopefully much better function, and was able to accomplish that in a relatively short period of time.
We were able to help a 5-year-old girl. She was born with hands that don't fully open, and it was difficult for her to really do everything that kids want to do. And because we're very blessed in this mission to have both a plastic surgery presence and an orthopedic surgery presence, so what we did was we took one of her hands and we opened it for her and did a skin graft, and now she's able to fully open her hand and can get back to being a kid again.
Porque nunca me imaginé que mi bebé vaya a abrir sus manos, porque yo nunca me imaginé que mi niña iba a estar con sus manos así. Estoy bien, me siento bien ahora.
When you look in their eyes and you can really tell that that they're almost breathing a sigh of relief that someone understands.
Residents and students and attendings that come with me are people that I've trained and that I've worked with back home.
I trained with Grant Thompson, and I was his first hand fellow at Yale University, and that was kind of what got the ball started, and we've been running this trip ever since.
This is an experience I'll never forget, and hopefully also because I'll keep coming every year, so it'll just be reinforced.
I've been on 4 trips with Hand Help. It takes me back to the reason partly why I became a nurse in the first place. It allows me to help others, not only within my country, but around the world.
You see that they have nothing here, and we have everything. It's not fair.
This trip helps to define my self-worth.
If I can use my knowledge, my techniques to help a few individuals, that's the gratitude for me.